Hello. So we're going to talk about, in this section, inorganic molecules that are essential to life. And we're going to focus on water, salts, acids, and bases. And probably in a fourth lecture, we'll talk about our organic molecules, but maybe I'll get them in this lecture as well. So first, let's talk about what an inorganic molecule is compared to what an organic molecule is. An inorganic molecule does not contain both carbon and hydrogen bonds. They might contain carbon or they might contain hydrogen. In fact, a lot of them do contain hydrogens. But most inorganic molecules don't even contain carbon. Some do. An organic molecule always contains both carbon and hydrogen bonds. So both are essential to life, though we need both inorganic and organic materials for living things to survive. And the first is that we're going to talk about is water. And that's why this beautiful picture is here. So this is just your figure from earlier. It's just a smaller version, kind of a blown up version of water. And over here I have your functions. So basic functions of water. Water is a transporter. It lubricates the body, it cushions, and it helps in excretion of waste. The reason that water can do all of these things is because of these hydrogen bonds, which is why I wanted this picture to show these hydrogen bonds right here. Because water is liquid at room temperature, because water sticks together and it sticks to other molecules, it is an effective transporter, lubricator, cushioner, and waste secretor. So let's look at the properties that allow water to do what it does. Water is cohesive, which means it sticks together. It's adhesive, which means it sticks to other molecules. It is able to enter into chemical reactions, so it can break down. It can break other molecules down. It can help in building up molecules. It is thermally stable, and it is the universal solvent to polar molecules. So this figure here, again, Google Images, love it, love it, love it. Here we have cohesion, where water sticks together. Cohesiveness allows water, and here's adhesion, water sticking to other molecules. This is showing adhesiveness. Water is able to stick to the pleural linings, and it allows our lungs to open and close. So this is, I'm showing it as the visceral and parietal pleura, but this is also for the pericardium as well as the peritoneum. It allows materials to cling together, but also be able to move past each other. So it's a lubricant. It allows, or it produces a lubrication between those two layers, the visceral and parietal layers, because water is clinging to each of the walls and allowing the layers to move past each other. Water is also cohesive. It sticks together. Cohesiveness allows water to stick to itself and pull. So as one water molecule moves, other water molecules move with it. So this is blood plasma, which is predominantly composed of water, pulling blood, which contains nutrients as well as waste products. Remember, blood, cardiovascular system is our transport system, pulling those nutrients and waste to the cells or moving them to the kidneys to be filtered out, so we can get rid of waste products. So this is cohesion. Cohesion is very important. One characteristic that I always talk about with cohesiveness is surface tension. Surface tension is how water molecules stick to each other. And so if you've ever poured water over a surface, like say a cup, and you watch it and it's bubbling over the cup but it's not spilling, that's because of the force of the water on itself. Water is chemically reactive. So it can ionize into hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions. It is able to ionize other molecules like salts and acids, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And it's involved in reactions, both breakdown and build-up reactions. Hydrolysis, which you see here, is a breakdown reaction. Dehydration synthesis is, as it says, a synthesis reaction. So here we have a molecule called sucrose. This could be any molecule that is composed of two different subunits. So in the case of sucrose, we have glucose and fructose. So sucrose is table sugar. And when you add water to table sugar, it's going to break down into glucose and fructose, which are monomers. Here we have two other monomers, and this could be glucose over here and fructose over here. It could be one amino acid and another amino acid. It can be two, whatever you want to call them. And when you bind them together, take a water molecule out, you produce a dimer. Okay, so this is dehydration synthesis. In this case, we removed a water molecule, hydrolysis, hydro, water, lysis, split. So we split this dimer into two monomers through hydrolysis. Here, we took water out, so we dehydrated the molecule, and we synthesized something larger. This is your figure showing the exact same thing, monomer 1, monomer 2, whatever you want to call them. And here we take a water molecule out, and now we have a dimer. Here we have that dimer, we add water back, and we form monomer 1 and monomer 2 again. So this is dehydration synthesis, this is hydrolysis. Water is able to maintain its temperature. So it takes a lot of energy to heat water up by 1 degree. And because of that, water tends to maintain temperature. So our body temperature doesn't fluctuate greatly. When we get cold, our body temperature doesn't actually drop super low. And when we get hot, our body temperature doesn't actually increase. The coldness that we feel when we get cold is going to be taken in, receptors will take in that information and send a signal to our hypothalamus. Our hypothalamus will then cause our body to start increasing in movement to produce more heat to warm us up. But even when we warm up, we don't increase in body temperature. Body temperature stays relatively stable unless we are sick, and then our temperature might change. High heat evaporation. This is how we maintain body temperature when our body, when we are producing a lot of heat energy. So you produce a lot of heat energy when you are exercising. The more exercising or the more physical labor you're doing, the more heat you'll produce, especially if it's on a hot day. If you're out working outside, maybe building a house or paving a road, or whatever manual labor you're doing, or if you're exercising, running 5 miles, you're going to start to perspire, and the function of perspiration, the sweat moves to your skin because your body is producing so much heat. The heat is moving to the blood and is being brought to the skin to be released. So once it gets to the skin, our skin becomes flush and red and warm to the touch, and then sweat is released to the surface of the skin. The sweat evaporates and pulls with it the heat, which cools our body down. Okay, I don't know why I had this twice, sorry, same exact slide. Well, I had a picture on this one so you can see sweat for high heat evaporation. And then water is a universal solvent. It dissolves other polar molecules. So hydrophilic molecules are water-loving molecules. Hydrophobic molecules are water-hating molecules. So I just found this picture because I thought it was cute. This is water, oxygen with two hydrogens. Hydrophilic is water-loving. So you have all these molecules around that love water, and they're going to dissolve within water. Whereas over here, we have water again. But here's the water, run, get out of here. Hydrophobic is water hating. So these are nonpolar molecules that don't dissolve in water. The hydrophilic water molecules or polar molecules are going to dissolve readily, like acids and salts and bases. So let's talk about salts and then acids and bases. These are also inorganic molecules that are essential to life. So salt, that's a lot of salt there. Salt forms electrolytes. So when salts break down, they form ions, and ions are electrolytes. So these are some of the most important ions in our body. There's a lot of ions, but these are some of the most important ones. Sodium ions are one of the most common extracellular ions. Potassium ions are one of the most common intracellular ions. These different ions or electrolytes are essential for maintaining healthy nervous and healthy muscle balance. So here we have water molecules. When they interact with sodium chloride, they break down, forming these electrolytes. And these electrolytes then can help in producing electrical, or help in moving electrical impulses along cells. So both the nervous system and the muscular system require, and cardiovascular system, as well as smooth muscle, so digestive system, pretty much all of our systems require ions to function properly, or require electrical impulses to function properly. And electrical impulses can only occur in proper electrolyte environments. So we need these salts, or these electrolytes, in our system at all times. Electrolyte imbalances are going to be very serious. So now we have acids and bases. I just have a picture of an acid. So in this case, this is orange, so citric acid, super yummy acid. But there's other types of acids. Most people, when you think of acids, you probably think of something that will burn your body, and that could happen, but probably not with an orange. So an acid is a proton donor. A proton or hydrogen ion is a proton. So when you think of what hydrogen looks like, a hydrogen atom contains one proton inside and one electron. So a hydrogen ion has lost an electron and becomes just a proton. So hydrogen ions and protons are the same thing. So acids release hydrogen ions. Bases tend to pick up hydrogen ions and release hydroxide ions if there's no hydrogen ions to pick up. When we talk about the acids and bases, we look at a pH scale. So pH scale runs from 0, which is the most acidic that you can get, to 14, which is the most alkaline or basic that you can get. 7 is considered neutral, so it's right in the middle. Distilled water has a neutral pH. Acids have a pH that's below 7, and bases have pHs that are above 7. Blood is slightly alkaline or slightly basic. Its pH is about 7.4, so between 7.35 and 7.45, and it's maintained very strictly. Anything below 7.35, you're moving into acidosis. Anything above 7.45, you're moving into alkalosis. And what that means is your electrolytes are off. And so that's really serious. Again, we can move back to those salts. We need electrolyte balance. All of our electrolytes have to be balanced continuously, or we're going to get sick. So how are we able to maintain our pH? So there's different regions of our body that have different pHs. Our mouth is a more neutral pH. Our stomach is very acidic. And then our blood, like I said, is slightly alkaline. So we have buffers set in place. A buffer is a weak acid or base that helps to maintain the pH at some set point. So in our blood, we have a carbonic acid bicarbonate buffer system. This is carbonic acid, and this is bicarbonate. So we can maintain our blood pH between 7.35 and 4.5 by either, if there's an acidic substance that enters our blood, it can combine with the bicarbonate ion, forming a weak acid called carbonic acid. So you have this acidic substance moving in, and immediately you're going to produce this less acidic substance called carbonic acid. So you're going to take those hydrogens in to this bicarbonate ion, forming this. If you have something that's very alkaline entering in, you can combine that highly alkaline substance with the carbonic acid, and you can form this less alkaline bicarbonate ion. So you're releasing, you're producing this bicarbonate ion and releasing a little bit of hydrogen, and that's going to bring your pH back down to where it needs to be. And if you're not sure, if you don't understand how buffers work, if you click on this, you can go right to where I got this figure, which is Khan Academy, and it's talking about acid-base balance in the blood. Okay? All right, I'm going to stop here so that I can make one more video, because it's already 17 minutes and I don't like to make them too long. That way you can watch a video, take a break, watch another video, take another break, you know. And the last video we're going to watch is on organic molecules. So this is, I think, the most exciting part of the whole chapter. So, yay. I'll see you in a few, or I'll talk to you in a few.